experience in the past is that. So we have Dr. And now Sebos, they are not here, but we can continue to thank you very much. And then Duncan, and then they will be back there. I'm not. All right. So and then we have
through the participation of a wide range of stakeholders in the economic response and resilience building process, including the private sector, city planners, national development planners, and members of the civil society, among others. Finally, an economic recovery and resilience plan has been drafted by AMA with the support of ECA, based on the findings of the diagnostics tool, in order to assist the city not only to mitigate the economic and financial effects of the current crisis, but build resistance, the ERRP, the Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan, that we will be reviewing today. Esteemed participants, our foremost objective in today's meeting is the presentation of the draft ERRP of the City of Accra. And more specifically, we are privileged to tap into your review of the document and gather your inputs stemming from your expertise to revise and add to the plan. As I said, and as this plan will speak to the city's medium-term plan, we are glad to have such a wide audience to review the ERRP from that angle as well and create synergies between the two. Finally, the last objective of the meeting is to have all relevant stakeholders fully informed about the ERRP's main priorities and policy recommendations and suggestions with a common understanding of its content. After this meeting, we are very hopeful that we will have delivered a comprehensive plan and a valuable tool over which local policymakers will have commitments and ownership. So I wish us all fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much for your attention and time.
The business environment, financial arrangements, and infrastructure and connectivity. And you can see from the big points that I made, these key areas are captured well in this plan. And the plan seeks to contribute to policy interventions and implementation pathways towards enabling Accra build forward better and enhance its resilience to shocks. The completion and adoption of this plan will also enable the Accra metropolitan area implement key interventions consistent with Ghana Care's Obatampa program. And I've already pointed out, it's going to be difficult to find 50 billion. So actually prioritizing the things that are most important to help Accra on its transformation towards being a world-class city that enables Accra to be the hub of Ghana's ambition to play its role, not just on the continent, but globally, is key. So the responsibilities that sit on Accra Metropolitan Council go well beyond Accra itself to actually part and parcel of Ghana's own ambition. And so please, we should take this seriously. As part of our commitment to development, the UN country team, working with all stakeholders, will continue to support national and local government efforts to recover. I would like to mention a few of the programs that we have and seek to encourage the Accra Metropolitan Council to engage in these areas. UN Habitat, through the existing and COVID recovery programs, supports slums and informal settlements in Greater Accra, where the impacts of COVID-19 are greatest. These programs support the skills and livelihoods of mostly the youth and women, and in some cases work through community-managed funds to enable sustainable and inclusive recovery. Cities are also being supported as drivers to scale community and city level with evidence-based policy directions for effective decision-making on sustainable urbanization. The support to youth-led community infrastructure in the slums and informal settlements has not only been important to mitigate the impacts of COVID-19 and improve their livelihoods, but in sync with the census report, which indicates the concentration of youth in cities, especially the Greater Accra area. UNCDF's Green Project aims at creating greater economic and employment opportunities for youth, women, and returning migrants by promoting and supporting sustainable green businesses in district assemblies in Ashanti and Western regions. The objective is to create local financial ecosystems that facilitate the development of MSMEs and enable the transition of local economies to green and climate resilient development. The Green Initiative is also complemented by other initiatives such as the Local Climate Adaptive Living Facility, LOCO, to improve the resilience of district assemblies, MMDAs, and communities to adapt to climate change. UNOPS, the Office of Projects in the UN, has a sustainable housing project to build 200,000 affordable and sustainable homes, which is an anticipated investment of $5.7 billion over the next 10 years to 2030. The project will support local economy and help reduce the country's current housing deficit of 2 million units. But even so, you can see that you have a housing deficit of 2 million, you have a project that might support with 5.7 billion over 9 years to achieve 200,000. You see that the problem is still very big, and the kinds of choices and investment decisions that Accra City makes will be extremely important. Under the joint SDG financing project, UNDP has supported the development of district financing frameworks and recovery plans for 5 border local assemblies at the northern sector to support the capacity of MSMEs to leverage the benefits of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, enhance their revenue generation capacities, provide high-quality service delivery, and create more opportunities for others while building their resilience to shocks. That project is also identifying a pipeline of investable projects. For this 45 billion gap to be filled, we must look for external investments. And so being able to support local businesses to be able to be investment ready so that they can receive the kinds of investments that are needed in order for those businesses to grow and expand is an extremely important aspect to this. That project also has participation from the World Health Organization, WHO, where we're looking at innovative ways to scale up the national health insurance process to enable everybody to have access to health. And UNICEF is also working in the area of sustainable sanitation to develop a fund, again, that will enable urban households, particularly those in slum areas, to have access to water and sanitation. These interventions, as well as others, will help provided by the UN system in Ghana in collaboration with other partners, provide the opportunities to build synergy and to help local economies to recover. Madam Mayor and all of those in the Accra Council, we urge you to take the recommendations of this report seriously so that we can find the touch points where the UN can be one of the partners who is helping Accra to take its deserved place. The United Nations has been emphasizing the need to approach the socio-economic response and recovery interventions through enhanced partnership, multi-stakeholder engagements and dialogues, improved regional cooperation and partnership to shape our response better and make economies resilient. We see this collaboration and partnership as crucial in pulling together our collective efforts to harness more opportunities to collaborate and build further partnerships. Let us continue to pursue local economic recovery packages that facilitate leaving no one behind, shift to a low-carbon, climate-resilient economy, and support universal access to quality public services with investments in digitization, greening the economy, promoting gender equality, and strengthening access to services and recovery plans. Thank you once again, Honorable Mayor, for your leadership, and the UN team stands ready to support you as you pursue this. Thank you very much.
For having me here. My name is Marios Kournaris, and I represent the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. So we are an implementing partner for this economic recovery and resilience plan of the city of Accra, which in general shows very good resilience towards the pandemic. And it's been evident that after its end, which is hopefully going to take place quite soon, the city will be able to recover its economy and the finances. However, There are, of course, some areas that specific focus should be drawn upon, including the high levels of informality, the inaccessibility of certain groups to finances, as well as the infrastructure of the city that should significantly be improved, including the hand washing facilities, the garbage collection, and the walkability of the city. Okay, so what's next? The next step is the operationalization of this economic recovery and resilience plan. So it is not going to be a project that is developed in silo, but it will speak to, and it will be an integral part of wider processes and strategies of the city. And to be more specific, it will speak to the Accra's medium-term plan, which is the city's wider plan to mitigate the negative effects of the pandemic. As a consortium, we will provide some financing options. Somebody is already working on that because we do understand that funds are scarce nowadays, so we are working on recommendations that are realistic and tailored to the needs of the city.
And finally,
how do we measure progress? Like I said, this is not an exercise that will be performed once, but this was the baseline. The data that we have collected provide a baseline for what is the case now during the pandemic, and when these data are collected again several times in the future, we will see where in what areas progress has been achieved, what the quality of this project, if it's enough, and of course identify areas that we need to continue to collaborate with the city of Accra.
If you allow the markets to be encroached with people selling the same things as those in the market, what do you want the people to do? They'll be in their cars and they just buy things at the market, outside the market, then they go. And if there is a problem, they'll say, meanwhile, the person didn't go into the Mokola market to buy, but the person bought the goods outside. But that place is named Mokola. So whatever you buy around that area, it means you bought it at Mokola. So I think they know, they have been doing it, they know what to do. I'm not the person to tell them that the people have to encroach on the pavement and you need the pavement to promote the cleanliness of the city. So let them go inside the market. I haven't said you should sack them. Most of them have got their spaces in the market. So you just ask them to go into the markets and do their businesses. Let me tell you this, just announce tomorrow that you are going to reallocate all empty spaces in Mokola and see the number of people you find at the outskirts. They're all rushing and go and sit on their spaces so that you don't reallocate them. So their sisters, if I can go to outside because that's where people buy. You can't sit in the market and just lose your money, lose everything when people are doing businesses outside. So let's all come together, do our businesses, and reap the goods of doing business. And also, I will advise the banks that this is the time they have to strategize and make proper sensitization, because let me tell you the truth, people are losing, especially the informal sector, we are losing interest in banking, because if we are educated, we are taught, and we start serious banking, then some issue will come where we lose all our money. So presently, I think a lot of sensitization, a lot of education must be done, and they must be told where to do their savings, where not to do their savings, so that they will not lose their monies. Informal sector be when you lose interest you're saving. Talk about because we are saved ni jame is secure. Once one don't look about now be a